Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. Here is your host, Andy Ruther.
Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. I'm your host, Andy Ruther. We're live from Cincinnati. We're not technically live. It's pre-recorded. You know, I've thought about going live, though, realistically, guys. I've thought about it. I mean, I don't have really much of a YouTube following right now, but it might be fun. Catch a few strays watching. I've thought about going live, but something I might look at in the future. So anyway, I like to go live. Then you can interact with the comments. Nice. I'm just going to hit you guys with it to start out. I think a vampire might live in my neighborhood. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this dude. I've seen him now for the past year. He might be a vampire, although I can probably debunk that pretty quickly because I see him walking his dogs. The vampires can't be in the sun. He wears a cape. This dude wears a cape. I'm fascinated by this guy. Maybe I should just ask him. Hey man, you a vampire? What's your deal? Why are you walking around with a goddamn cape on? But I'm so intrigued. I saw him this morning when I was taking Isla to daycare. He was in his black cape. He's in all black. This just long black cape, something you'd see like Dracula wearing. And he's in all black. And he's got these two dogs that he walks. He's friendly. He's a nice dude. Maybe he's just goth. I don't know. He's really pale. He's got a big beard. So I don't know. I don't know what the characteristics to be a vampire in 2024. Vampires are low key pretty badass though. I used to love vampires as a kid. In fact, I was a vampire for Halloween. I wish I had that picture handy. Probably preschool, kindergarten. I don't know. I was a vampire. I love vampires. I thought they were so cool. I mean, it's a pretty wild premise. You stay alive to suck the blood of people. You think that could happen? You think there could be real vampires that live forever? Live off people's blood? I don't know. I don't know what to make anymore, man. Like the world has gone mad. I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I'm sitting here saying, are vampires possibly real? I don't know. Is that what an alien is? I don't know. I don't know. Is the guy up the street from me a vampire or is he just goth? Is he just into black? I don't know. But I should ask him. Hey, dude, you a vampire? Dude's gonna be like, what? What'd you just ask? Hey, man, I've been wondering, are you a vampire? Because you kind of seem like you might be a vampire. That's a great book. Bram Stoker's Dracula is a great book. It's a great book. I highly recommend it. It's a long book. It's a big book. We read that in high school, I think. Obviously, they made it a movie, the original Dracula. It's a good movie too. I just think there might be a vampire on my street. That's all I'm saying. Dude, I create these scenarios on my street and then I just run with them. Like there's a Chinese family on the top of my street and the man went away forever. I shouldn't say forever. He was gone for a long time. He's probably older than his wife and he suddenly was gone for a long time. And I always see her working in the yard. And Brittany and I basically assumed that he passed away. We're like, oh, that's really sad. He passed away. I haven't seen him out there for like 6 months. Obviously, I'm in the street a lot because I'm walking Roscoe. So I get to know everybody. I get to see things. She's always working in the yard. They have a garden. I was like, oh, that's sad, man. She's just dealing with grief through the yard, which is therapeutic. And then he just showed up one day. Like, they speak no English, especially him. No English. And he came back, and I was like, oh, he's a spy for China. Like, that's where I'm at now. Because he's gone again. He's gone again. I'm just saying. What else? Dude can't speak a lick of English. Like, nothing. I mean, he has learned nothing. He always waves. He's nice. And if he's got his phone on, it's only in Chinese or Mandarin. So I'm convinced that he works for the People's Republic of China. That he's doing something. He's up to something. Again, the stories I've created in my head. I got a vampire. I got a dude who's a spy for China. We got Gay Greg, of course. But Gay Greg is definitely gay. Like, that's one. If we're gonna look at my theories or my conspiracy theories, whatever you want to call them, in my neighborhood, the Gay Greg one, I'm at like 99.9% sure he's gay. The dude being a Chinese spy is pretty high though too. I think there's like a 90% chance the dude's a Chinese spy. Now the vampire one, I'll put that at about 1%. I think he just is goth or likes black. But I do love that a goth dude is walking around with these two little dogs. Pretty funny to me. But yeah, I think the dude is a Chinese spy. I don't know what's going on. Why does he keep disappearing? Why does he keep leaving? What's he up to? Is he surveilling the neighborhood? I don't know, man. I'm just saying. We actually have a fair amount of Chinese families in my subdivision. I don't get the vibe that the other ones are spies. But this guy shady, right? He leaves for 6 months, 8 months, comes back for a bit, leaves again. She clearly doesn't work because all she does is work in the yard. Just works in the yard and gardens. I'm just saying. I don't know. That's what's going on. That's what's going on here, guys. I want to do some local news stories. Speaking of what's going on here, I want to see what's going on in the Natty, the 513. Guys, I was checking out YouTube and I said, what is the local news? And we got some good ones. We got some good ones here in Cincinnati. So let's do some local news stories in Cincinnati. Let's see what was happening in Cincinnati in the last week. Let's start with this woman. Let's see what's going on. These are all from Channel 19, Fox 19 Now. What do we got here? Let's see.
Thanks for sticking around with us at 4:30. I'm Megan O'Rourke. Developing now, a local woman is accused of stealing more than $10,000 from the Girl Scouts. Jessica Schmidt has details on this case for us from the Alert Desk.
So investigators believe that Diaska Hudson was actually acting as the cookie manager for a local Girl Scouts troop when she committed this crime. Court records show Hudson agreed to take on the role for a Girl Scouts of Western Ohio troop after cookie sales were complete. Girl Scout leaders say the close to $11,000 they made was not in the troop bank account. When they tried to withdraw the money, they told investigators they learned the account had been closed. Court records show Girl Scout leaders tried to contact Hudson several times, but when she didn't respond, they went to law enforcement to file theft charges to try to get that money back. Hudson has since bonded out of jail. While she's out of jail, she is not allowed to have any contact with anyone involved in the Girl Scouts organization. Worth mentioning here, Megan, we have not heard anything from the Girl Scouts today. All of that information did come from court records.
All right. Thanks so much for that update.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So big news here. Big news in the nasty natty, the 513, the Queen City. We got someone stealing money from the Girl Scouts. Okay. Diaska Hudson stole about 11 G's from that Girl Scout cookie money. Now, there's part of me who's like, good. I'm glad she did that. Well, there's not. I'm joking, but here's the thing. You can make some money off Girl Scout cookies. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to this now. Girl Scout cookies, they are a prime example of inflation. Like, nobody's talking about the Girl Scout cookies. They're talking about the local grocery store, the milk, the eggs, the bacon, the cheese, whatever. Can we talk about the Girl Scout cookie inflation? There's a girl in my neighborhood who I don't think is a Chinese spy, but she does sell Girl Scout cookies. And she came by the last 2 years. And when she came by last year, I damn near gave her $60. It was a $60. It's ridiculous what they're charging for these Girl Scout cookies now. That's why she's stealing, because it's a lucrative business. Okay, so Girl Scout cookies in Western Ohio cost about $6 a box. That's a lot of money. $6 for a little box of cookies? It should be like $3. Make Girl Scout cookies affordable again. That's what I'm talking about. We need to get Girl Scout cookies that are affordable. They're not affordable. $6, because I want to get a bunch, I want to get a variety. And if I'm getting $5 or $6, I'm gonna drop $30 on Girl Scout cookies. Now, last year I just got egregious. Who knows? I don't know what I was thinking. I know what I was thinking. The boxes aren't that big. I'm just saying, if you were hungry or you had partaken in some cannabis activities and you had the munchies, you can crush one box of Girl Scout cookies in 10 minutes, 10 minutes. They're not that big of a box. They're not that big. $6 is a lot. What do they actually see? I had to look this up. Got Wikipedia right here. So here's how it breaks down. What do the Girl Scouts actually see? The bakery selected determines which cookie varieties are available when girls can begin selling in their area and cookie price. The bakery is paid about 25 to 35% of the profits. 45 to 65% is used by the regional council to cover programming costs. 45 to 65%. Oh, there's some shady stuff going on with the Girl Scouts. They're skimming a lot. And 10 to 20% is kept by the local troop, whose members decide how to spend the portion of their funds. A regional council receives up to 60% of its budget from cookie sales. That's a lot of money. Up to 60%. I mean, she stole 11 G's. And that's just one troop or something. That's they're making some money. What's the sales? Can we find this? Can we find out what the earnings? Girl Scout cookie earnings? They're not going to list this, are they? Dude, this is insane. Girl Scout cookies sales generate around $800 million in revenue each year. $800 million in revenue from Girl Scout cookies. I might start stealing money from Girl Scouts. 800 million? You know what else I was thinking? That'd be a great way to sell drugs. Not that I'm recommending it. I'm just saying it'd be a great way. Right? If you were a drug dealer, it's a way to get access to people. You knock on every door, you give them Girl Scout cookies, you slip them a little meth, I don't know. Depending on the area, a little heroin, a little cocaine. I'm just saying, if you were a drug dealer, you tap into the Girl Scouts. This had to have been done before, right? I'm not bringing anything new to the table here, right? Girl Scout cookies, drug dealers. Seems like a match made in heaven. $800 million in revenue yearly from Girl Scout cookies. This is my point. $6 a box. They're making some cheddar. Well, what are the best Girl Scout cookies? Well, what do you guys like? What do I like? Let's go through. Okay, so these are the Andy Ruther go-tos. This is what I normally get. Oh, the Adventurefuls, those look good. The Do-si-dos, I get those. The tagalongs is probably my go-to. The peanut butter patty tagalongs. They're nice. Nice. Now the Thin Mints, I'm gonna say overrated. I'm not a mint guy. I'm gonna say the Thin Mints are overrated. I don't even buy them. I'll get them for Brittany. She'll eat them. I'm not a Thin Mint guy. Number one on my list is definitely the tagalongs. Right, that crispy layer, peanut butter with the chocolate. It's pretty good. I like this Adventurefuls. That was not an option last year for me. It's described as an indulgent brownie-inspired cookie topped with caramel-flavored cream with a hint of sea salt. With a caramel chocolate chip, not an option. The peanut butter do-si-do sandwich, that's good. The shortbread cookie ones, the trefoils are pretty good. So, like, if I'm buying them, if you're gonna do an Andy Ruther top 3, if I'm doing my top 3 Girl Scout cookies, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Top 3 Girl Scout cookies. The tagalongs are numero uno for me. That's my number 1. Tagalongs. My number 2, now see, there's some of these here that I just don't really have access to, or I haven't. The s'more one looks really good. The s'more one looks good. But as far as the ones I've seen around the most, my number 2 would probably be the peanut butter do-si-dos. And number 3 for me would be the trefoils. That's how I do them. Although the French toast flavored ones last year were pretty good. The Toastier, I don't know how it's toast with Y-A-Y. Yummy toast shaped cookies full of French toast flavor and dipped in delicious icing. That was pretty good. But the Thin Mints aren't even cracking my top 5. No, in fact, I would never order a Thin Mint. I'm just not a mint guy. You either are or you aren't. I'm not messing with the Thin Mints. I want to start selling Girl Scout cookies, though. I got a little girl that'll be able to do that. I got another little girl. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a business. I'm not going to sell drugs because I don't want to do that. But maybe I'll have a side hustle connected to the Girl Scout. $800 million in Girl Scout cookie revenue. And the troops are only getting 10 to 20%. And they're doing all the work. They're going house to house, hustling. That's a lot of work. The one girl got caught. I love how she thought she was going to get away with it. She just stole the money, closed the bank account, and ignored the text messages. Come on. You know they're going to catch you. If you're going to steal from the Girl Scout cookies, you don't want to be stealing 11 grand. You got to steal a lot. You got to steal way more than that. Are Girl Scouts the only acceptable thing to go door to door in 2024? Right? Like, if you're soliciting and if you're somebody going door to door, what are you doing? Why? There were a couple guys doing that a few months ago in my neighborhood, and they were pushing windows and new front doors for people's houses. And I was walking Roscoe and I heard them giving their pitch to one of my neighbors up the street. And they were kind of combative, to be honest, saying, these are your original doors for your house. Would you like some new ones? And I just thought, door to door? Have you not heard of social media, man? Have you not heard of the internet? Who's going door to door to try to sell stuff? Seriously, what is acceptable in 2024 to go door to door? Is like Girl Scout cookies, of course. That's a great one. You either go door to door or you set up shop, I don't know, at a grocery store or somewhere in public. Perfectly acceptable for Girl Scouts to go door to door. There's not many other things that are acceptable to go door to door. I know they do that when they're selling internet. If there's a new internet in town, Spectrum will try to go door to door. We just got new fiber optics here. That was door to door. Maybe that. No, but nobody wants to be knocked on for you to sell stuff. This isn't 1988. Now, if you were wearing a cape, I might talk to you. If you show up to my house looking like a vampire, you got me. If you have fangs and a black cape and some makeup on and you look pale, I'm like, okay, what's the pitch? What are you selling? I might listen to you. That might be appealing. But not just wearing a Spectrum shirt. I'm not interested, man. Dress as a vampire. You might get me. You at least get me be like, what's this dude selling? Has he got blood? Is he selling bats? I don't know. I might listen. All right, so what else is going on in Cincinnati? What else is going on the Fox 19 Now? Welcome back to Fox 19 Now. In the latest story, a vampire was caught stealing money from the Girl Scouts. In new developments, a vampire living in the reserve of Turpin was soliciting. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's play another story. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, this one was interesting.
Now, a 77-year-old woman is charged with reckless homicide after she says she accidentally shot and killed a man who was jokingly asking her to shoot him.
Ali Henry.
I love the anchor's face when he says that. He's like jokingly asking her to kill him. All right, so here's the premise. She shot and killed somebody who jokingly asked them to kill her. All right, let's see what we got here. Fox 19 Now.
Has more.
According to court documents, 77-year-old Kathleen Geiger is facing a reckless homicide charge in the death of 58-year-old Arthur Osborne. Now, Geiger told police she didn't think her gun was loaded, pulled the trigger, and shot Osborne once. Geiger was in court this morning where the judge set her bond at $10,000.
Everyone who possesses a firearm has a legal responsibility to do it responsibly. You never point a firearm at anything and pull the trigger unless you intend to destroy it.
77-year-old
I mean, this headline is insane. Police, 77-year-old woman killed man after he jokingly asked to be shot. She looks so confused. If you look at her in court, she has no clue what's going on.
Kathleen Geiger appeared in Hamilton County Court Monday morning.
Look at her.
Geiger was arrested early Monday morning on East.
She didn't even know how to. She didn't even know where to walk. This poor woman. She's 77 years old. The police officer has to be like, "You walk over there." I'm not a doctor. Just by judging, she has dementia, Alzheimer's. That's my guess.
Tower Drive, charged with reckless homicide in the death of 58-year-old Arthur Osborne. According to an affidavit, Geiger recklessly caused Osborne's death by shooting him once in the pelvic region.
So she was convicted.
Oh, she shot him in the junk. The pelvic region. Damn. Not only did she kill him, she gave him the old dick shot. Wow. All right, let's hear what this lawyer has to say about this.
To that, I believe she could go to prison for up to 3 years, the Ohio State Penitentiary.
Geiger told police she and Osborne were engaged in harmless banter when he jokingly requested she shoot him. According to the affidavit, believing her firearm was empty, she pointed the weapon at Osborne and pulled the trigger. She eventually provided medical aid and called 911.
But I think that's a positive for her that she stayed there, tried to provide aid, called 911, and cooperated with the police, apparently, because they have her statement.
Okay, so before I play the rest of this, they're probably drinking, I'm assuming. And he says, shoot me. And she's 77. She looks like she has full-blown dementia. She doesn't think there's bullets in the gun. And she aims at his dick. And she kills him. Man, what a way to go. What a way to go. What a terrible way to go. You're joking with somebody, shoot me. She doesn't know there's bullets in the chamber. Bam. Look, they did say she called 911. She tried to revive him. But what's a 77-year-old woman going to do? All right, let's see what else this guy has to say.
So I would say that those are all positives for her.
Never had any criminal contact whatsoever. She's from Cincinnati, Judge.
Look at this lawyer. What is she, 15? What is this? This is her defense attorney? This girl should be selling Girl Scout cookies. Look how young she is. This girl looks like she's 16.
The affidavit states that she called 911 and did provide medical aid. Judge,
Oh, look at this woman.
she's without her life partner. We're asking for OR.
Oh, so it was her life partner. It was her partner. She's distraught, this poor old woman. I feel bad for her. Some of you guys might not agree with me. I feel bad for her. They're clearly doing drugs or drinking. The guy makes a joke, shoot me. She doesn't think it's fully loaded. Boom. Shot right to the junk.
In court Monday, Geiger's lawyer requested OR, but Judge Ted Berry denied that request, setting her bond at $10,000.
You know, what's happening now is the case will go to the grand jury. So the grand jury could charge higher charges, maybe like a murder, or a lower charge like a...
Bro, like, what are you doing here? This guy, can someone tell this guy where to put his camera? Why am I looking up in your nose, bro? I don't want to be doing that. Come on, you're the local Fox 19 Now legal expert, legal correspondent. Learn how to use a camera.
negligent homicide, which is a misdemeanor, or they could drop the charges. So there are a lot of things that could happen.
Well, it's unclear what the relationship was between Osborne and Geiger. According to the Hamilton County Jail, Geiger has since posted that $10,000 bond. Now, this case goes to the grand jury on October 31st for a possible indictment.
Oh,
For now, reporting outside the Hamilton County Courthouse, Allie Hennard, Fox 19 Now.
Okay, so they said it could be dropped. She could be charged with murder. She's 77 years old. Clearly, this was a mistake. This was an accident. She didn't mean to kill. And her attorney, the 14-year-old who just got done selling Girl Scout cookies, said it was her partner. Here's what I'm thinking. They live in a trailer. I'm just creating this story. I think they're living in a trailer. They're drinking one too many Natty Lights. He's like, why don't you just shoot me? I bet it'd be funny if you just shot me. And she said, I think I will. And boom, she shoots him. Now, I noticed something when I went to YouTube. That's where I got this from. If you go on YouTube, there was a comment. There's only one comment. I'm going to pull this up on the screen. I'll share the screen for this. Okay, so there's one comment, right? And the one comment says this. Let's pull it up. How funny is this? There's only one comment on the screen, and this is what the comment says. I am his son. Do not feel bad for him. He was a very awful human being. She should be let go. So I don't know if that's the guy who died's actual son. It's pretty funny. I don't know if Raincoat Killer 6316 is his actual son, but it does read, I'm his son. Do not feel bad for him. He was a very awful human being. She should be let go. So I'm just saying. The son said the dude was a dick, and that's why she got shot, or he got shot in the dick. I don't know. I do love how he went to YouTube, though, as Raincoat Killer. Is that the vampire on my street? He sounds like he would have the screen name Raincoat Killer. So what should be her punishment? She kills the guy. She clearly didn't mean to. I don't think she meant to. I think she should have to make Girl Scout cookies for 3 years. Instead of possible 3-year jail time, she should have to be the head baker, the queen chef, the master chef. I don't know what they're called. She should have to make all the Girl Scout cookies for 3 years for Girl Scouts. That's what she should do. And that should also be the same way she pays her lawyer who's 14. You can pay it off by making Girl Scout cookies nonstop for 3 years. I feel bad. I feel bad for her. You got to love the local news, though. This is what's going on. People stealing money from Girl Scouts. People accidentally shooting somebody when they were told to jokingly shoot them. What else is going on? Should we do one more? Should we do one more? Let's do one more. What else is going on in Cincinnati? Oh, yeah. They're going to honor Jerry Springer, Cincinnati legend. Now, this video was funny to me if you're watching it. The video doesn't sync with the lips and the audio. So Fox 19 now, you got to get your YouTube channel straight because this doesn't add up, which made it kind of funny.
Memorial of Cincinnati broadcasting legend Jerry Springer, now on display at Over the Rhine. The iconic television broadcaster and former mayor died of pancreatic cancer in April at the age of 79. The celebration began with council member Jeff Cramerding reading a proclamation from Cincinnati Mayor Aftab Pureville.
Okay, this is terrible. There's no audio. What's going on here, Fox 19 now?
The mural, commissioned by Artworks, rises to the top of the 4-story Tender Mercies building.
Okay, so Jerry Springer, you guys know him as a talk show host. He was the former mayor of Cincinnati, turned famous news anchor. So we've come full circle. I never knew him as the mayor. I knew Jerry Springer growing up. He did Channel 5, WLWT. He was like the top anchor in town. And then he went on to become Jerry.
At 12th Street and Republic.
To have a mural with Jerry's image on it with his trademark saying means the world to us, because that's what we're all about, is being kind to ourselves and to each other. And that's what we do every day here at Tender Mercies.
Jerry Springer was elected mayor of Cincinnati in 1977 and then again in 1979. He then went on to anchor the newscast on WLWT, where he came up with his trademark saying at the end of every broadcast. Springer would say, "Take care of yourself and each other."
I look back at this and I think Jerry Springer would love this. And it wouldn't have been an easy sell either.
But longtime Springer friend Gene Calvin says Jerry would have thought that the mural went overboard a little bit.
I think Jerry would have said,
Wait. The guy who did the most ridiculous talk show ever. Like arguably the most ridiculous talk show of all time. It's got to be Jerry Springer, right? He thought a mural of himself would be overboard. I'm not so sure about that. You sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about here. So Jerry gets a mural in downtown Cincinnati. So of course I had to do a little digging on my boy Jerry. Again, you guys probably know some of this stuff. Like I said, he was the mayor of Cincinnati, and that ended when he got caught paying a prostitute with a check, which is pretty hilarious. So Jerry paid a prostitute with a check. He resigned when he was only 30. No, correction. He was actually on city council. He resigned in 1974 when it came out he had paid for sex at a brothel using checks. But then he ended up becoming the mayor twice. And then he was involved in politics. So Jerry supposedly wrote, not supposedly, he testified on a stand that he wrote 2 checks in the amounts of $25 and $50 in exchange for sex. There was a health club, in quotes, that he went to for sex in Kentucky. That's how far we've come, guys. Back in the early 70s, $25 could get you laid at a brothel. In 2024, $25 gets you 4 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's out of control. Jerry got laid back then for $25. He made an exchange, he get laid. Now he gets 4 boxes of Thin Mints. What a great talk show. That talk show was insane. That talk show was absolutely insane. And it's so funny seeing his evolution from politician, very involved in the Democratic Party, to where he went. Jerry, 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 Jerry. I remember as a kid, if I stayed home from school sick, that's what I would put on. I would put on Jerry Springer. Like if I was sick in high school and my parents were working, that's what you watch, daytime talk shows. You just put on Jerry. It was so ridiculous. Now, obviously, most of it was scripted and it was fake, but it was entertaining. Cincinnati legend. Jerry Springer. And I know he was very divisive too, like polarizing. A lot of people didn't like him. That was way before my time. All the political stuff. Again, I just knew him as the big news anchor on Channel 5 WLWT. Not as cool as the other stories. I just wanted to grab a couple local stories. Not as cool as a woman accidentally killing somebody when he jokingly said, "Shoot me." Not as interesting as stealing money from Girl Scout. Not as interesting. But that's local news. That's what you get. And that will be a segue for our call. My boy Smith, who also used to be a local news anchor in North Carolina. I believe he has left a call on the hotline. He seems to be the number one Andy Ruther show caller. Give me a ring, guys. 859-935-0078. That is the hotline. And where's the call? We have a call here? Where is it? Here we go. All right, here's the call.
Camera daily and find out.
Oh, we got hold on. How do you rewind this? Let me delete this and pull it back up. Okay. Looks like we were at the end of the call. Okay, let me pull this call up. His call is about the situation I have in daycare with the bullying with my daughter. He's got a solution for it.
Andy, I have a solution to your daughter's bullying problems at daycare. She needs to, or you need to, watch the video on the camera daily and find out who is the classroom enforcer. Funny story. My daughter went to a similar type of daycare. We got a phone call from the teacher that we needed to come in and talk to my daughter. Well, apparently my daughter was the enforcer. A bunch of her friends were being picked on by this boy named Vincenzo. And one day, Vincenzo was picking on one of her friends. She was on the other side of the classroom, and she sprinted and speared the kid. Teachers kind of looked at us and said, well, we can't have this behavior, but kind of gave us a thumbs up like, hey, she's taking care of all the shit going on in this room. But, yeah, go find the enforcer in the classroom. I will be okay.
Okay, so appreciate the call, John. Again, 859-935-0078 is the hotline. Okay, so your suggestion is for me to watch the camera and find. I don't think they have an enforcer, man. I want to know how old your daughter was as the enforcer. At this age, the room she's in, the ages are 18 months to 2 years old. So they leave at 2 years old. That's the age range. That's the 6-month age range. I don't think they have an enforcer this young. I think they just have a bully or two, and then the kids that get bullied. You have the 1 or 2 bullies, and then the non-bullies. I don't really watch the camera that much, to be fully honest. I don't. I don't know. I might check in a couple times a day. There's days I'd never look at it. I used to never even look at it. I mean, I know just from dropping her off, and I actually talk to the workers. A lot of the parents just drop their kids off. And same way at pickup, I actually talk to them. I get to know them. I think it's important. My daughter is there 8 hours a day, 7, 8 hours a day. I want to get to know them. I to be honest, I find it weird when parents just you're just dropping your kids off with strangers. You're not talking to them. You're not getting to know them, asking questions. To me, that's bizarre. You don't want to know who's watching your child for most of the week. But anyway, I see things even in that quick, let's say it's 3 to 5 minute drop off or 3 to 5 minute pickup. I'm observing. My head's on a swivel. I might be talking to them, but I'm watching the kids. I see who's doing what. I don't think we have an enforcer in that room. No, I don't think that happens. Not at this age. I don't know. But look, we're weathering the storm. I think the one major bully in that room is leaving in about a month to go to the next room, and then Isla will have at least 3 more months without that kid until she goes into the next room, and then she's got to deal with him again. But she's pretty even keel for the most part. Like she doesn't freak out on falling or getting hit. She has spazzes over not getting her way or not getting food, stuff like that. She's got a wicked eye bruise now. She actually fell last night and nailed right below her eye, nailed it right on the concrete on the step up to our front door. And now it looks like she got in a fight. Looks like she got in a bad fight. So I take her to daycare today and I'm like, this doesn't look good. They're going to call Child Protective Services on me for her falling. I was trying to watch it. On the ring cam. But she's too short. She wasn't on it. It happened last night. We went to go see Brittany's grandmother. She's in a nursing home. And they did like a trick or treat thing. It was pretty sweet for the kids to come in. And we went there. And of course, she'd fall right before we went. And then I'm to blame because I didn't pick her up. That's how it went down with Brittany. She's like, why didn't you pick her up? Why'd you let her walk to the car? I was like, because she always walks to the car. She missed a step and she fell. I mean, look, that it happened. Like they're gonna fall a lot. That was really good to do, by the way. If you want to be humble, if you want to really appreciate things in your life, go to a nursing home. I highly recommend it, especially where people have dementia, where they have Alzheimer's. It really puts things in perspective. I'm glad we went last night. It makes these people's nights to see all these kids coming in there in their costumes. Isla was a cat. It really makes their day, makes their week. I mean, it's depressing in there, but it also makes you appreciate what you have. And I feel the same way. My uncle's in a nursing home, and he also is battling dementia and those things. And every time I go, it's not easy, but every time I go, I'm glad I went. Because it puts everything in perspective with your own life. So I highly recommend that. But yeah, to answer your question, I don't really think there's an enforcer. I don't know. It's also tough because the kids aren't really fully speaking. They're still under 2. So the communication isn't the best. I can't ask Isla when she comes home, hey, who's the enforcer? Let me go talk to them. Thanks for the call, though. Appreciate it. Again, if you guys have a call, 859-935-0078. All right, guys, that's going to be the show for today. Appreciate everybody for listening, for watching. Anything comes up you want to send me, anything you say I want to talk about, send it my way. I'm at Andy Ruther on all social media. All right, guys, that's the show. Thanks for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.